It's 4th of October 25 Saturday, and I'm looking at this week's council by-elections, and I'm looking at the excellent website Election Maps UK. I think there was about 5 this week, or 7 actually, and I think Reform won 6 out of 7, so that's fantastic. And they nearly won the other one, which was a big strong Labour area round about on the Wirral or something. But they won Wigan Central, which has been Labour since 1918, and it's Elisa Nandy's area, stomping ground. So that's fantastic. I mean, personally, I see Reform as a referendum vote on the change that's been on since 1948, basically, because we never get asked. We live in a party hamper, two-party system, really, where you know we don't get to vote on issues. We never got to vote on this. We did. We had referendums and just a few other things. We hardly ever have referendums. I believe in referendums, like Switzerland. That's the way it should be normally. So, yeah, I'm just looking. Let's look. First of all, the Wigan one. This has been Labour since 1918, so that was right at the start of Labour. It wasn't even waiting around. But they get well trounced. I don't know if this is Reform's first go on this. 47% for Reform, 32, down 15 for Labour, and Reform, well, they're brand new, they're up 47. So, I mean, council by-elections are such an important way to get a message to the government. Some people maybe foolishly think they're to do with local issues. Sometimes they are. It might be something like the council have decided to make a car park. You need to pay for it now, that sort of thing. But, so, when people do that, they're voting on referendum style. So, this is why I think we should have referendums anyway. And so Labour right down there. So probably the last time probably they used to be over 50% here. There's the Independent, he's way down, or she, down 20. I think Independents now are going to get squeezed out because everywhere that Reform can win, I think the people are going to vote Reform. And anywhere they can't are either going to vote against Labour because of something that's happening in the Middle East, or just in general they're going to vote a new identity party, like the Newham Independents. It's a group. I don't know if they don't call themselves a party yet or whatever, but they all seem to have something in common, and they're next door to Tower Hamlets, which has the Aspire Party, which used to be rock solid Labour. I think it was like 48 councillors, and about probably all of them were Labour, but last time 24 went to a new party called Aspire Party, which you can look up. And in the brochure, it all looks as if they've got something in common, and the guy stood, and the mayor stood with them all, the mayor, who's also Aspire, apart from the lady, I think, in the brochure, if I recall correct. Yeah, so Wigan, that's totally went. And so this is just a few days after Labour at their conference have basically said, they've said that Reform leaders are R-words, really. David Lavey even said that he thought that Nigel Farage had been flirted with some sort of youth movement, which was absolutely ridiculous. I mean, he should get sued for that, but I know Nigel probably won't bother with it, but it's shocking that he feels he can say something like that, well, with no proof at all or whatever. The guy who used to be in Channel 4 News, he said he thought he might have got it from a story he done, which wasn't corroborated years ago, like, what was his name, Michael Crick or something, but he said he'd done this piece about Nigel years ago, maybe sang a few songs, I don't know. Just the whole thing's ridiculous. But I think Michael Crick was totally wanting to distance himself from the concept. So yeah, there we go. Labour. So I'm surprised Greens haven't done well here. Maybe, you know, because of what's happening. I'm sure Wigan Central's changed a lot. I'll look them all up in a minute and see. And then we've got Maidstone. This had three. They run three at the same time. I don't know how it works out, but they all used to be Tory and now they're all Reform. They get 50%, so they're up 38% from the last time. Well, I said Tory, but it doesn't look like it there. Oh, that's now this time. Yeah, let's see now. No, I can't tell, actually. You know, it was an independent last time when I looked at 3 independents, I think. Don't know how they do that. And the turnout was 31%. And Wigan, the turnout was 14%. That's the lowest I've ever heard. No, wait a minute. No, the turnout was 30%. And so, yeah. Maidstone and Kent. So Kent looks as if it's going to go totally Reform, I think. We've got Isle of Wight. That's gone Reform already. They held it. I think a lot of Reform councillors are resigning, and I don't know if it's just that because they're new to politics, they don't like it once they get in or whatever, you know. Because I see council by-elections at the moment as a chance to vote in a referendum of how the country's changing, basically one issue. So it's not really to do with the local thing. And I don't know whether these people, because there's been quite a few where they're holding elections against because the Reform councillors chucked it, resigned. And personally, I don't think it matters at this stage, you know, but I suppose it does to Reform, but it doesn't matter to me. So, yeah, it used to be a council. That was probably a Tory, yeah, definitely. Labour not even in it. But, yeah, so that's the Isle of Wight. On to this Strawberry in Cheshire West and Chester. So this is round about the start of the Wirral or whatever. Is the Wirral a river? The Mersey? Start of the Mersey? Yeah, it was a Labour area. It still is. But they're way down. They're down. I mean, look how Labour it was. It was over 70% Labour. Now it's down to 35%. So it was like 67, 68% Labour. And there's Reform comes straight in with 32%. They've got an independent in there, 13%. Tories right down, 16%. Lib Dems nowhere, Greens nowhere. So that was a real solid Labour seat, and now it's a Reform nearly won it. So to me that means, and this is 3 days after the Labour thing, everyone was saying the Reform leadership, etc., are award or whatever. Generally that's what we were to think, and we were to think of it as a fight for British values. So you should stick with Labour for Keir's British values against Reforms. And here we have South Brentwood. I don't know where that is. I think it's somewhere near London. I'm not sure. But there's a Reform gain. And it'd be good if they put a map on this. You know? So this is the first time they've stood there. Straight in at 45%. So that's really coming in good. Tories down 15. So it must have been a Tory area. And there's Labour right down again. It used to be 27 the last time. Now down to 13. Yeah. So turnout there 14%. The Strawberry one, I didn't get a turnout there. Not for the Isle of Wight one. One of them was a 60% turnout apparently. I don't know what one, but that is really high for a council by-election. Because when you think of council by-elections, they're held on a Thursday. The local people hardly know about them. So they're held on a working day, so it's an inconvenience for workers to vote because we haven't got e-voting, which we should have if you want a real democracy. Keir Starmer's not announced anything like that. You know, he's got his digital idea, but not e-voting. So yeah, no, just look at the ones coming up for next week. I think there's about 7 coming up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait a minute. No, 7. That's the first. So here we go. We've got a Tory hold here, a Tory place here, Whitehaven. Reform didn't sit the last time. I'm guessing that's going to go to Reform. Look at that, 55%. I would say that's probably going to go Reform. They're standing as well. 2 independents are standing as well. And that's on the 9th of October, next Thursday. There's one on Wednesday, which I like. I like when they do them different days, but they should do them on Saturdays and Sundays if they want maximum turnout, you know, but they don't. Okay. Here we go, West Lancashire Labour, 40%. It wouldn't surprise me if this goes to Reform, really. You know, I think Cambridge, I think that's down in Devon area, is it? I don't know. This is a Lib Dem place, 40%, so that might stay Lib Dem. It seems that our Lib Dems areas are staying Lib Dem, I don't know why. 28%. I mean, the maps at the moment have Reform really winning everywhere in Britain, apart from, I'm talking about England first of all. Well, most of England and Wales, apart from London and Liverpool, bits around Liverpool. I think Liverpool will go actually myself, but London won't go Reform. And then Lib Dems round about the West Country, and I don't know why really. And then up in Scotland, still some SNP, but I think that could have changed by the next general election. I think Scotland's going Reform, because Reform were 23% in a poll a week or two ago, with SNP on 31. So Reform was second. I think that's going to go. So here we go. Cleveland, I'm sure this will go Reform. 43% Tory, 30%. I think that'll go Reform. Is that Durham? Because Durham's totally gone Reform. North Northamptonshire, I think this will go Reform again. 44% Labour, 36% Reform. Tory's already done in there, 5.96%. This was last up in 2025, so maybe the Reform guy resigned or something. No, it's Labour that won it. So there we go. And Bath and North East Somerset, so that's sort of the West Country. Lib Dem, I'm guessing that'll stay Lib Dem, I don't know why. 56%. It's a sort of identity thing in a way, I don't know. And Yateley West, is that Hertfordshire? I don't know. Lib Dem again. Reform are standing though, 75% Lib Dem. I think Lib Dem will win that. I get a feeling. That's on the 8th, this is on Wednesday. Yeah, so really personally, I think this is your chance. If you've got a council by-election coming up, you're very blessed because we've not got a very democratic democracy. You only get to vote every 5 years, really. I don't think that will happen this time though. I think Keir will need to go, but they'll probably just replace him, Labour actually, rather than have a general election, which is what should happen, I think. So if you get a council by-election, you're very blessed because you're getting a chance to vote. And personally, I think you should be using them as referendums. We didn't get one in 1948 or any time after that on this issue. Just a referendum on this issue. Vote Reform. That's it. Because these people haven't got any much power anyway, so yeah. So just looking at the results again. Yeah, Reform 6 out of 7. I mean, that's one of them Labour area. No, 2 of them strong Labour areas. No, they didn't win that one actually. They won Wigan, no. That's really the whole Northern Wall, which they get back in the general election last year, apart from Lee Anderson's seat, which I just can't understand. But I think they're going to lose the whole Northern Wall completely now, forever. Well, for the foreseeable future. Labour, rock solid Wigan, totally gone. I mean, that would have been unthinkable. So, yeah. Alright, I'll maybe have a look at the constituents. I never do very well with Grok or Gemini on getting the information, but I'm just looking. these aren't right, all of them, but yeah, this is, I'm just looking to see how they've changed the areas. It's saying the Maidstone area, this is the 2021 census, so this is way out of date because we've had 3 or 4 Boris waves since then. So I don't know how much they changed, maybe 5% or something, I don't know. Saying there 97.5. Wigan 95%. I would guess that's way down since then. And then that's not native British either. That's including Europeans. Yates South, was that one of them? I don't think it was, what? 91%. So that's changed quite a bit. Strawberry says 94.8%, so it's changed a bit. Hutton, that's 2021, remember, 92%, that's quite changed. So that's in Brentwood. That first group is Asian there. That can mean anything really, can it? Did it mean South Asian, or really you need to know the ethnicity really of how they identify themselves, There's that strawberry 0.9%. Yeah, we're getting a lot of mix nowadays. Apparently mix will become the biggest group of Britain, according to Professor David Coleman. So I understand, around about 2060. Other ethnic groups now, we've got 3.9% in that area. Where's that? That's Yates South. So that's not Asian or mixed or black, so I don't know what that is. Anyway, so I'm just looking here for native British basically, and estimating now. So that's 2021. It's saying it was around about 94.5 that area. It says it's going to be down a bit. I don't think that's true anywhere really. Maidstone, that was the Maidstone wards 3. Then Wigan Central says it's 92 at the moment. I think right, no way down. I doubt that very much. It's probably lower than that already. Isle of Wight 94% down to 93.5. Yet South Gloucestershire 87 down to 86. Did they have what was that one in the by-election places? Strawberry 91.5 is like, nah, it'll be down further than that. Hutton, Brentwood 88.5 says, because they reckon that native British will go down 1 to 2% per decade, but I think it's going to be a lot faster than that. It's probably went down further in the last 4 years already. Yeah, that Yate one wasn't this week, so I don't know. I've not found AI search engines to do council by-elections any good. But also I wonder, why don't the government have, a website like this tells you all the stats? It's ridiculous. See, once you understand the running of the councils, I mean, I'm all for council government. I'm not against the big state or whatever. But the actual running, there's just things that they haven't done, like create a database like this. Instead, we've got a volunteer doing their own website, doing as good as they can, and I'm grateful for them. But it should be a sort of government thing. You should be able to go on a government site the next day and get all this information. It's just, it's just ridiculous. So, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But there was 3 there, so 7. All. Okay, that's all. Bye bye.